Hello and welcome to Maths with Mags. This video is a visual representation of equivalent fractions. We'll be talking about halves, quarters, eighths, thirds, sixths and ninths. There are a few questions along the way, so have a go at those too. It will help you understand. Here we have one whole. Now if we split this whole into two pieces, we end up having two halves. These two halves still equal one whole. They're the same size. It's just split into two pieces. Now what if we split the half into two more pieces? This is where we now have quarters. So 1/4 is a quarter. We can do the same to the other side and we end up with 4 quarters. So 4 quarters is the same as one whole. Now we can do this again and we can halve that quarter. These new bits are called eighths, and 2 of them are the same as 1/4, and 8 of them make a whole. So 8/8, 8 eighths, make one whole. So let's take a look at what equals one whole. We have 2 halves, 4 quarters, and 8 eighths. Did you notice that the larger the bottom number, what we call the denominator, then the more pieces fit in a whole? Why not rewind the video and take a look, count up all the pieces? We can take a look at what else also equals a whole. So here we have 1/2 and 2 quarters. Now that's still the same size as a whole. See? And we can do this again. We can have 1/2 and 4 eighths. If you add up those eighths, 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, that's 4 eighths. But that still equals a whole. Actually, we can have quite a few combinations. We can mix in a half, a quarter, and 2 eighths, and that still equals a whole. Can you think of any other combinations using halves, quarters, and eighths, not necessarily all three, that create a whole? Have a go now and then carry on with the video. Now what if instead of starting off with 2 halves, we split our whole into 3? We then have 3 thirds. So 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 is 3 thirds, and that is the same as a whole. But what if we split these thirds into 2 pieces each? We then get 6 pieces. We call these pieces sixths. So 1/6 is 1/6, and 6 of them make 6 sixths, which is the same as one whole. Now what if instead of splitting our original thirds into 2 pieces each, we split them into 3 pieces each? We then have 9 pieces. Now we call these ninths, and 9 of them make a whole, so 9 ninths make a whole. Just like before with our halves, quarters and eighths, we can make lots of combinations using thirds, sixths and ninths to make a whole. Here are a few. Can you think of any others? Pause the video now and have a go at trying to make as many combinations as you can using your thirds, sixths and ninths. So we've split our whole into 2 pieces to get 1/2 plus 1/2 equals one whole, which is 2 halves. 3 pieces to have 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, which equals 3 thirds. 4 pieces to have our quarters, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Into 6 pieces to get our 6 sixths, 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. And 8 pieces to get our eighths, 1/8 plus 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 one more eighth equals a whole. And last but not least, we also split our whole into 9 pieces to get our ninths, 1/9 plus 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 1/9 and plus one more ninth to get our 9 ninths as one whole. So we can split our whole into so many different pieces and it still be the same value. It's still equal one whole. It's still equivalent to one whole. Now there's some numbers we didn't split our whole into. What about 5? What about 7? Can you think of any others that we could have done as well? Why not have a go at cutting out some shapes and then see how many equal pieces you can cut that shape into and join them all together. Maybe even mix and match like we did with the halves, quarters and eighths and the thirds, sixths and ninths. Have a go and see what you come up with. Take some photos and then you can have a look at all your different combinations that equal one whole. Thank you for watching this video and I hope that it's been helpful for you. If you want videos on any other topics, just drop a comment below. And also, if you want any further explanation on this, just let me know. Thanks, bye!